Hi, I'm Dobbs Davis for T2P TV. We're here in Oyster Bay, New York at the Oakcliff Sailing Center Spring Invitational. This is a Grade 3 match race regatta with 8 teams from US and Canada. But I'm here with Dave Edwards of the Heron Financial Group and Wealth Advisors. David, tell us a little bit about what support of Oakcliff means for you.
Dobbs, good morning. There are over 100 yacht clubs here on Long Island Sound, and many people use those yacht clubs to get a relatively proficient level of sailing. But at a certain point, you realize you need professional coaching. And a couple of years ago, a local resident here, Hunt Lawrence, established the Oakcliff Racing Center and brought in world-renowned Don Riley as an executive director. Here, the program is all about taking good sailors and taking them to the next level. So there are 3 levels of support here. There's the Acorn program for children 15 to 18 years old that are still in high school wanting to become better college sailors. There are a second program for kids between 19 and 30 who are Acorns. Those kids are looking to become semi-pro or even professional racers in their careers. And there's a year-long program to encourage that. And then for older supporters such as myself, there's a custom program where each winter I will sit down with a coach and talk about what I want to accomplish for my racing season to come. And then Oakcliff will develop a curriculum and a program and a budget to help me achieve my goals.
And David, how well has this program been received? Do you feel like this has been a success so far?
Yes, it is. It's a very new program, only about 4 years old at this point. But you can just see from the talent that would be on the water today how well we're doing.
Speaking of on the water, David, you're competing, aren't you?
Yes, indeed. I'm competing with Bill Gladstone of Northview and a number of talented sailors from Texas and Connecticut. We're going to have a good time.
That's great. Well, we wish you best of luck, and we'll go out all the action out on the water. First match of the regatta, Colin Kennedy from George Washington University and a sapling in the Oakcliff program is up against the top seed, Chris Poole, who's sailing boat number 2, and because of Colin's late entry, is now able to get across. And look at this, Chris Poole trying to get in close very early in the game. 5 seconds to go. Chris Poole has done a nice job in this pre-start. Both boats over early, but Poole will be first to get back. Seconds to entry. Mike Qualio, Team Q, coming in from the right. 2 minutes to go in the pre-start. Qualio and Gladstone. Gladstone extending over, doing nice circles in the safe zone. Inside a minute to go. Contact on the match. Yellow flag. Mike Qualio and Team Q get the first penalty in match 2. Mike Qualio takes the lead, but he does have a penalty. Chris Poole in boat 2 has a big lead on the first downwind leg, but Colin Kennedy is starting to close the gap with some pressure coming down the track. Elizabeth Shaw from Nova Scotia forced over the line in the pre-start, trying to get back to the signal. David Newman did a good job of his start, started at the pin with good pace. Match 2 has become more even. Bill Gladstone in boat 6 has caught up with Mike Qualio. Qualio's got a marginal lead, but he's got a penalty, and he's going around the wrong gate. Mike Qualio looked pretty slow coming out of the gate. He can't quite cross Bill Gladstone. Gladstone got a nice little right shift just in the last boat length or 2 to maintain control in match 2. Chris Poole showing why he's the top seed here at this event, scoring his first win. There's the blue flag. Both 4 in control in their match. David Neiman doing a great job. Mike Qualio, despite a big wind shift, doing his penalty turn now on the finish line. His opponent, Bill Gladstone, didn't get as much of that shift on this last leg, and it looks like Qualio is just gonna sneak across. There's the flag from the umpires, and we're looking for the yellow flag on the signal boat, and there it is. So Mike Qualio, despite a penalty, gets his first win. Despite a late charge from Elizabeth Shaw and her Canadian team, it's David Neiman scoring his victory in Flight 1. First match entry, Chris Poole, in all his black kit there on the left, was trying to get across Jonathan Hammond, but just didn't quite have enough pace. So our first dial-up of the day. Poole trying to build speed to get over Hammond. Very light air now. Chris Poole, excellent timing, good execution, has got the favored end at the signal boat with a nice initial lead. There's the entry signal for David Neiman. He's coming off a win in the first flight. He's up against Mike Qualio. Qualio trying to get across. Looks like he's going to do it. Well, a big left wind shift has saved Mike Qualio in this pre-start. Their match will start over again. The big left shift on the course has helped Jonathan Hammond close the gap with Chris Poole, but Poole is still in the lead coming into their first bottom gate. Big left shift has helped the left entry, Mike Qualio, tacking and easily getting across David Neiman in their restart of the second match. Very close jibe there. We'll see what the umpires say. There's a Yankee and green flag. And there's David Neiman doing an awesome job of keeping Mike Qualio away from the starting line with just seconds to go before their start. Chris Johansson to leeward has got Connell and Kennedy trapped to windward. They've been going backwards and are now just getting going forward with just 2 minutes to go. Chris Poole putting another victory in his win column. There's a starting signal. Chris Johansson has good early control in his match against Colin Kennedy. David Neiman, excellent crew work, excellent skills, are taking advantage of a course change and extending their lead. Big right shift has allowed Mike Qualio to get back at his opponent, David Neiman. Neiman's got to luff him out before they get to the zone. Qualio screaming, but Neiman able to get around. Here comes the kites. Overlapping pairs, but it's Chris Johansson with the lead in match 3. And David Neiman able to hold on to that lead. Very tight match against Mike Qualio. And yet another big wind shift allows Chris Johansson to maintain his lead and win match 3. Bill Gladstone on the right, David Neiman on the left. Neiman's got 2 wins so far in the competition. David Neiman, excellent timing and positioning, blocking out Bill Gladstone at the signal boat end. Jonathan Hammond has kept Chris Johansson out past Coffin Corner with just seconds to go before the start. Mike Qualio able to get underneath Elizabeth Shaw Shaw just allowed too much separation, and now she's in trouble. Bill Gladstone pushing David Neiman very hard. Very tight turn for their first gate rounding. Classic match racing, tacking duel. Bill Gladstone looking for opportunities to get back at Neiman on this second windward leg. Chris Johansson leading Jonathan Hammond downwind on their first downwind leg. Very close cross indeed. Gladstone's got a little bit back. Close indeed, but just can't quite get to him. And it's Mike Quaglio coming around the top mark for their first time in this flight. Very close finish, but it's David Neiman taking match 1 in this flight, going up to 3 points. Bill Gladstone and his team put a valiant effort in, but just couldn't quite get enough pressure. Jonathan Hammond sneaks across the finish line for his first win. And Mike Quaglio gets across the finish line in a very contentious match with lots of wind shifts. Take another point. And there's a starting signal. Jonathan Hammond getting the best of Colin Kennedy, who has earned himself a penalty in the pre-start. Elizabeth Shaw trying to figure out how to get out from this pin by Bill Gladstone. Nice move by backing the jib. She's now got to accelerate. We had contact there. Elizabeth Shaw hooked Bill Gladstone, got in very close and bore away. And yellow flag from the umpire. So Gladstone gets a penalty for not keeping clear on the weather boat. Jonathan Hammond jibing across to try to keep his lead on Colin Kennedy. Elizabeth Shaw coming around for their last top mark rounding. She's in the lead for the first time in the series thus far. And Bill Gladstone has been able to hook Elizabeth Shaw, take the lead, but he does have a penalty on. He's got to shed that penalty before they get to the finish. Tough luck for Bill Gladstone and his team. That big duck by Elizabeth Shaw apparently didn't have any contact, so umpires green flagged it. Gladstone's going to have to do his penalty turn. Shaw gets the blue flag. And Chris Poole scores his third point.
Well, today we had great match race action. We had a complete round robin with Chris Poole emerging on top. That's allowed him to have a bye in the first round of the quarterfinals, which are going on now. So tomorrow we expect more match race action here in Oyster Bay, and join us for all the action. For T2P TV, I'm Dobbs Davis.